At 81 years old, I have learned one of the hardest lessons a man can ever face. One day, you simply stop chasing people. You stop running after those who don't want to be found. You stop begging for a seat at tables where you aren't truly welcome. And today, I want to tell you why that moment, the moment you finally let go, is the day your real life actually begins. If you are feeling exhausted by a relationship or a friendship that feels like an uphill battle, listen closely. This is for you. Go ahead and get comfortable. Take a breath. We spend so much of our lives trying to build bridges. We want to be liked. We want to be included. We want to prove our value to people who aren't even looking. But at 81, the view is different. I've realized that the energy we spend chasing the wrong people is the same energy we should be using to build our own peace. Let me be honest with you. I spent 40 years chasing ghosts. I won't let you do the same. Think about your own life right now. Is there someone you are constantly reaching out to, only to get silence in return? Are you the only one keeping the fire alive? I made the mistake of thinking that if I just tried harder, they would finally see my worth. I thought if I was more successful or more present, they would stay. This search for approval drained my soul for decades. I was a man trying to hold water in a sieve. But here is the truth that only time can give you. If you have to chase them, they aren't your people. Most men don't realize this until it hurts too much to ignore. We think that loyalty means staying where we are tolerated. But that isn't loyalty. It's self-destruction. The moment I stopped chasing, I felt a weight lift off my chest. It was the weight of other people's indifference. It was a heavy price to pay, but the freedom was worth it. Let me ask you, have you ever walked away from someone and felt a sense of relief instead of sadness? Tell me about that in the comments. It's a powerful realization, isn't it? Something I misunderstood for years was the fear of being alone. We chase people because we are terrified of the silence. We think a crowded room is proof of a life well lived. But at 81, I know that the loneliest place on earth is in a room full of people who make you feel like you have to perform to be seen. I would never again trade my dignity for company. This obsession with being chosen was a heavy burden I carried. If I could go back, I would tell myself that your tribe doesn't require you to be a marathon runner. The people who belong in your life will meet you halfway. They will respect your silence. Letting go isn't an act of anger. It's an act of self-respect. It's saying, I am enough, even if you don't see it. This brings me to a personal realization about family and old friends. We often stay in toxic loops because of history. We say, I've known him for 30 years, or she's family. But history isn't a valid reason to let someone drain your soul today. Something I won't repeat is giving people a free pass to disrespect me just because we share memories or blood. Some people are meant to be a chapter, not the whole book. And that's okay. My life turned around when I stopped trying to force forever onto relationships that were only meant for a season. This quietly cost me years of joy, trying to fix things that were never mine to fix. The turnaround came when I realized that the only person I am responsible for keeping in my life is myself. Have you ever had to let go of a long-term friend to save your own sanity? Your answer might help someone else struggling with that same decision right now. I used to chase people because I wanted them to tell me I was a good man. I wanted their approval to feel successful. But at 81, I've realized that no one's applause can fill a hole in your own heart. If you don't value yourself, you will always be at the mercy of people who treat you like an option. One error I finally corrected was letting someone else hold the pen that writes my worth. When I stopped chasing, I finally had the time to look inward. I discovered that I actually liked my own company. I discovered that a quiet afternoon with a book was more fulfilling than a shallow conversation with a status friend. This shift gave me a hope that wasn't dependent on a text message or an invitation. This led me to discover the power of selective silence. I used to think I had to explain myself to everyone. If I stopped calling, I felt like I had to justify it. But you don't owe anyone an explanation for protecting your energy. True power is being able to walk away quietly. It's being able to wish someone well in your heart, but knowing they no longer have a key to your house. I would never again spend my precious hours wondering why someone stopped caring. The why doesn't matter. The result is the same. My life changed the day I stopped being a detective of other people's motives and started being a guardian of my own time. This transition from "why did they leave" to "I am glad I have this space now" is where the real peace happens. Most men don't realize this until it hurts, but our energy is a finite resource. At 81, I know exactly how much fuel I have in the tank each day. I refuse to waste a single drop on someone who makes me feel like I'm hard to love. I've learned the hard way that when you stop chasing the wrong people, the right ones actually have room to show up. It's like a garden. If you are too busy watering weeds, the flowers don't have a chance. My life improved socially when I stopped trying to be everyone's friend and started being a true friend to a few. I chose depth over distance. There is a specific kind of peace that comes when you stop checking your phone for a name that never appears. There is a dignity in the silence. If you are in that stage where you are realizing that a bridge needs to burn, don't be afraid of the fire. Sometimes the light from that fire is what helps you see the right path forward. It's never too late to set a new standard for how you are treated. Even at 81, I am still refining my boundaries. Pride isn't about being arrogant. It's about knowing that your time on this earth is limited. This realization finally brought me the peace I sought. No is a complete sentence. I spent years as a people pleaser, but the freedom of being a peace seeker was worth every ounce of effort. As I look at you now, I want you to consider your own story. Who are you chasing right now? And more importantly, what are you running away from inside yourself? Maybe the reason you are so busy chasing others is that you are afraid of what you'll find if you stop and sit with yourself. I would never again live as a shadow of someone else's life. At 81, I am still surprised by how much joy I find in my own company. My life turned around because I decided to stop being a chaser and started being a builder. I built a life that I don't need to escape from. Now, before I leave you, I have a request. If this conversation about the courage to let go touched you, please subscribe to the channel. My mission is to share these 81 years of perspective with men who might be feeling exhausted today. If you found value in these words, hit that like button. It helps this message reach another man who needs permission to stop running and start living. And please share your story in the comments. What was the moment you realized you had to stop chasing? How did your life change after you let go? I read your words. They remind me that we aren't walking this path alone. You don't have to be 81 to understand that your peace is non-negotiable. You can decide today that the chasing ends here. You can forgive yourself for the years you spent begging for love. You can start a new chapter where you are the priority. You have more power than you realize to change the guest list of your life. I've learned that a man's life isn't defined by how many people he kept, but by the quality of the peace he maintained. I spent too many years being afraid of losing people. I hope you learn that losing the wrong people is actually the greatest win of all. The world will tell you that being alone is a failure, My 81 years tell you that being alone and at peace is a massive success. Don't fear the silence after you let go. It's in that silence that you finally hear your own voice again. It's in that space that you find the man you were always meant to be. Take care of yourself, my friend. Keep your heart open to those who earn a place in it. And remember, the most important person you will ever stop chasing is the version of you that tried to please everyone. It is never too late to come home to yourself.